gotta be an idiot to bet on that parlay.
It's DTF or bust.
Put it on my mama's porch tomorrow. Welcome back to Hold My Bev podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Park. Here with me, as always, the one, the only, the American hero.
Welcome back to Hold My
Dad.
Bev. I'm your host, Dylan Fields, here with my co-host, Brandon Park. And we are back.
It's good to be back. You know, we missed out on the episode this morning. It was late last night, and we were both into the game and couldn't get our eyes off that TV. We were both on the edge of our seats for a bet.
I'm also coming off of my worst gambling weekend of my life, and I'm still a little depressed because I thought I would go forward with trying again last night. Just a little small one for fun, and it didn't hit. So I'm just really down in the dumps right now. I need to reevaluate what I'm doing with my procedure here and hopefully bounce back for week 7. I already put one down for the Browns spread for like 2 or 2.5 against the Colts. I think we walk in there and we win.
Yeah, I think so too. I still think it's going to be a dog fight. Just, you know, it is the NFL at the end of the day, and I still think we come out with the win though. But 2.5, I mean, that's very doable. I mean, that's a field goal.
Yeah. No, for sure. But yeah, we'll get into that on Thursday with our picks for the week. But what a weird weekend. There was a lot of underdogs that came out on top this weekend. But before we even get into that, how about that breaking news with Julio Jones signing with the Eagles?
Yeah, it's almost a blessing that we waited a little bit to record.
Yeah.
Kind of honestly forgot about Julio Jones for quite a while. Got my cords in a way. But joining the Eagles, I mean, it's gonna be a solid third wide receiver on their team. I mean, I don't know if did they have any injuries to their receiving core this week,
Not that I
or
know. But to be honest with you, I couldn't even tell you who their wide receiver 3 is.
is it Quez Watkins still?
I don't even
I
know.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know. They don't really run a lot of 3 wide receiver sets. So
No. No, so I was actually really thrown off by this. I didn't know where it would fit in their offense, but maybe this is another little piece that they needed for their offense, and hopefully it'll open it up a little more. I mean, you know, it's been a few weeks since A.J. Brown has had his sideline, tantrum, and he's put up like 100 receiving yards or more in the last 4 games, like straight.
yeah.
And Devontae Smith's been nowhere to be found. So it's like for some reason with Jalen Hurts, it's one or the other.
Yeah, I feel like Smith's gonna be getting traded this offseason.
I could totally see it because why would you go after Brown in the draft if you don't see him in your future?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would agree with that 100%. And you know, you're gonna have to be paying him to be second fiddle, and he's good enough to be a wide receiver 1 in all honesty.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could see that happening. I think Julio is going to be a great piece for them, even though he hasn't been playing at all this year. If anything, that's going to benefit someone his age. He's a veteran. I mean, he doesn't really need to get going. They're not going to need a ton out of him either. He's just going to be a reliable third down. You know, you got to throw me a first down real quick, and that's fine. Then Julio, I mean, he's on the older side of things, but he's still got some younger legs. He looked solid in Tampa whenever they would throw him in there.
Looked solid in Tampa. He looked solid in Tennessee. I mean, he didn't look like he had a bad career. He just kind of faded. And then coming into this offseason, I'm like, oh, yeah, Julio Jones is still out there. Everybody's talking about D-Hop. D-Hop and Julio Jones are very similar, I believe, in age and career
Yeah.
standing. I mean, they both played for shitty teams. I know the Falcons went to the Super Bowl, but considerably they didn't do much more than the Texans did. I mean, they at least went to the AFC Championship against the Chiefs, but didn't make it past, and they didn't win a Super Bowl. So, but Julio, did he win a Super Bowl with the Bucks?
No.
Okay.
No. He was on their team last year.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. Yeah, because he went
Hmm.
from Tennessee to Tampa. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. So maybe he's ring chasing, thought that the Eagles would be the best choice. I don't know. But there is another man who's ring chasing potentially. Did you hear about Gronk?
Uh, no, I did not.
I heard Gronk would consider coming out of retirement to play for the Dolphins.
Oh my God, that would be ridiculous. I don't even think they need it, honestly.
No, but it would be sick.
Yeah, I still think that Chase Claypool trade is odd.
Yeah. Did he even play last game?
No, I don't think he's really gonna play that much at all. I think Barrios is better than him. I mean, I guess
So do I.
why not have depth if you're gonna get someone like that for what, seventh round pick?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, why not? Still on a rookie deal. They
Mm-hmm.
don't got to keep him. They have no strings attached. What are they going to use that seventh round pick on? Really, nothing. So yeah, why not throw a flyer on him?
Yeah.
But yeah, we have some more news to talk about. That Gronk stuff's crazy. I actually did not see that.
I think it came out on Monday.
I
Maybe
think I
yes.
think I saw something like a week or so ago about him like teasing like, I could come back. Like he was
He's
just
the
saying I
same age
could
as
come back.
Kelsey.
Yeah. Yeah, that actually brings up a question I want to ask you. Do you think Gronk is better than Travis Kelsey all time?
All time, yes. I think, you take away Patrick Mahomes being one of the best quarterbacks in our lifetime. I don't know that Kelsey would have had as impactful of a career if he still had like Alex Smith,
He
or
still
I
would
don't
be
even
up
know.
there. He would still be up
Yes,
there. Yeah.
yes. And again, if you put Kelsey on another team, like if he went to the Eagles to play a year with Jason, I think Jalen Hurts and Travis would have a great connection. But Gronkowski, I know he had Tom Brady, but he was just so hard to bring down. I think he was better on his feet than Travis was. I'd have to watch game film to actually compare it, but I think Gronk's still my number one tight end of
Yeah,
our
I
lifetime.
yeah, I would probably agree with you on that. I guess it just depends on what you would want out of your tight end. Do you want someone
Yeah.
that's gonna go get you a block or someone that's gonna be more of a actual like playmaker, basically a wide receiver?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Well,
if you want
Travis is
wide
definitely more of a
receiver,
wide
you want
receiver.
yeah, wide receiver and athleticism, you want Travis. But if you just want, not that Gronk's not athletic whatsoever, but because he's uber athletic, but I feel like I feel like Travis would be more worth the money, like wide receiver money, than Gronk would
Mm-hmm.
if you want to play him as more of a wide receiver.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Like I think he's the only one. I don't know if you remember this, but when Jimmy Graham was asking for all that money from New Orleans,
Yeah.
I think the only tight end at that time that deserved that kind of paycheck would have been like Travis Kelsey now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's starting to turn it back up now.
Travis?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he put up like over 125 reception yards last game, but I mean, his girl Taylor was in the building, had to show out for her.
Yeah.
But they're also playing a Denver Broncos defense who's like rated 32nd in the league right now.
They
Not to
did
be
give up 70 points.
Yeah, not to be confused with the number one defense in the league right now, the Cleveland Browns. So,
Yeah. Or the mishap Atlanta Braves.
hey, let's not take shots. Let's not take shots.
Uh
What's
sorry,
up with
Blake.
Frank Clark though? Why'd they release Frank Clark?
So they signed him to a big deal this offseason, or a decent
Yeah, no
sized
shit.
deal. Um, Not gonna lie, I was very surprised after only playing 2 games for them. They just release him in division. Like he's gonna go back to Kansas City. I think that's basically confirmed. Um, yeah, I don't get what Denver's doing. I don't know if they're gonna try to pull like a half rebuild and just like, oh, maybe if we just tweak a couple of things, but I don't know. I feel like they're in such a bad situation right now where it'd almost just be better to just tear the whole thing down.
Yeah, I
But at the same time, they're so bought in, like it's almost impossible.
yeah, just it was
Like,
just baffling when I saw that.
yeah, like they're in a situation now. The only way they could get out of it if they don't turn things around with their current roster is if they traded Patrick Surtain for some first round picks. That's and you'll get one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But that really worth it? Someone that's 2 years into the league, like no.
Now, hopefully they figure it out because you hate to see Sean Payton come back for nothing.
Yeah, his play calling's not really impressing me a ton.
No, everybody knows his plays now. He's got to change them up.
Yeah, he seems like he's very old school that way too, that he doesn't want to change up his plays. And it's kind of what's biting Belichick in the ass too.
Yeah.
Because in all honesty, I think Tom Brady, it's blatant that Tom Brady helped him out a ton. Um, kind of, I don't want to say learning new schemes, but being able to attack different kinds of defenses.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because just now he's just getting out coached now. It's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, you wonder at what point does he think about throwing in the white towel and just retiring after the season.
He might have to this season. I bet this is the last season we get from Belichick unless things dramatically turn around there. But
I mean, they could walk away with a first round pick because I believe they'd have a first round pick next year. That would be considerably well. If they could go in the first round and get a quarterback, maybe could they replace Mac Jones with somebody like Bo Nix or Drake May?
Drake May, they're not going to get Caleb Williams unless the Bears and Panthers just turn it up out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, the Panthers won't take him because they basically traded their. Well, no, Bears have two picks. Actually, they have the Panthers pick.
Yes.
Forgot about that. I was gonna say because the Panthers basically traded their whole future to get Bryce Young.
Yeah. I don't know about that pick.
Yeah, I mean,
I still think
I have hope for him.
CJ Stroud should have went number one.
Yeah, I would agree. Stroud should have been number one. I still think Bryce Young's a good player, but they just don't have even close to the right kind of pieces around that team right now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm rooting for the Texans, man. I think that CJ Stroud's got something good going on there. I think right now he's the favorite to win Rookie of the Year,
Mm-hmm.
um, or at least Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think that's going to be good for him. I don't know who would compare other than maybe Puka, but Puka's numbers have considerably fallen off since Cooper Cup's been back. And who else? Say Flowers just got his first touchdown, so not him.
Bijan probably, even though they
Bijan,
just got
he's
to
yeah,
keep feeding him the ball.
yeah.
I don't know. I like whenever I turn on a Falcons game for a little bit, I see the play calling and I just question what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about this on Pardon My Take. We might as well hop into that game a little bit. Did you see anything from that game?
Which one?
Commanders and Falcons.
No, I didn't because what
But
I've
you were
learned
at
is
the game.
when I go to our home games, I don't get to see anything and it drives me bonkers. So, what I've decided is I'm going to continue what I tried doing last year. And when I'm at games, I'm just going to put Red Zone on my phone.
That's fair. That's fair. But basically, to sum things up, the Falcons had possession of the ball for 43 minutes of the game.
Really?
Commanders had it for, I want to say like 24, not even. I think it was like, no, it was like 18 minutes. And yet the Commanders win. What's the point of
Yeah.
having all that possession time and not putting points up on the board? So I don't know what's up with that, but before we get into all these other games, we should talk about a couple of these things on our list. Uh, the main one that I definitely want to talk about is the flag football being approved for the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles.
Did it get approved?
It did.
Oh wow.
It was flag football, I believe is baseball. I had the notification right here. I purposely saved it on here. But maybe I got rid of it. Damn.
That would be huge to see the global presence of American football, especially since they're trying to push to open up the doors for London to possibly get a team. It'd be interesting to see what kind of talent there is across the globe.
Yeah, I'm still not sure what I think about having a football team in London, NFL team in London.
You're going to constantly have people traveling, and it's going to certainly affect. I mean, I guess London's team will have to travel every week as well because they're not going to have a home game every week. But people are flying a lot already as is. I don't know the exact hours on the flight from somebody from like LA to London versus somebody from New York, like the Giants to London, or from LA to New York. I'm just curious what the traveling distance is, if it's going to be that much of a difference for like jet lag purposes that everybody's so concerned about. And I don't know. And then just being outside of the US too, does that affect, like how these European players come play, NBA basketball? Is there visas that come into play that would affect? Are there going to be licensing issues with stuff being over in London versus here for brand purposes, like Fanatics? I don't know. Just things I think about that probably aren't that important, but
Yeah. No, I would agree.
I
We're gonna go ahead
definitely,
and
sorry, I was gonna say I definitely don't want a Super Bowl there.
yeah, no, absolutely not. We're gonna go ahead and take a break real quick. This Chick-fil-A is talking to me. And we're back. Remember, poop is poop.
Poop is free. Free. Poopity scoop poop.
Poop
Scoop
poop. Scoopity
poop.
poop. Doopity doop. All right. So we were talking about London before the poop.
London.
Um, are you a fan of the idea of having an NFL team over there?
No.
I'm not either. Granted, it'd be one thing, I think, if we had an NFL team in Canada, even though they have the CFL. I think Canada would be one thing, even Mexico would be one thing. But I think, you know, flying across the pond, I don't mind playing a game there. I think that's cool. And I think that's a good idea to bring in fans. But
Here's my thing. I just find it very awkward when we have to get up at 9:30 in the morning to watch a game in London, to watch someone sing the American national anthem, which is very, very much anti-London or
yes.
England. And then you have the London or England national anthem right afterwards, which when you watch any NBA game that's in Toronto or you play Toronto, it is the American national flag or American national anthem and the Canadian national anthem. But we don't have beef with Canada. We fucking up and left England and started our own country because we didn't want to be a part of England.
Yeah, that is awkward.
Yeah.
Granted, things are a lot better now, of course, but yeah, that is awkward to think about. I didn't quite even think about that way. Um, yeah, I'm just not a fan of it. One, I mean, not that fans can't go to London. I mean, I'd love to go to London at some point. I think it's slightly overrated, but I haven't been there, so I can't say much. Um, I like I don't think it's a terrible idea to play there. I just don't like the idea of, having an organization over there. Like How many players realistically do you think have a visa when they get drafted?
I don't know.
I feel like not many have like passports or anything.
Passports are a different thing. I could see. Well, I don't know. Not a lot of people travel when they're that young.
Yeah, and how would a trade work?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like that'd be horrible.
Sorry, lad. We're moving you across the pond.
Yeah, you get cut. You're from America, you get cut from their 53-man roster. You just had to move your whole life over to London and just now what are you gonna do? What if that was your only shot and you're just stuck there?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Like
don't know if I could
Canada,
do
it's
it.
one thing. Canada, I mean, like, yeah, that's a complete different animal.
Mm-hmm.
But London, that's a lot bigger deal.
Yeah. Not a fan.
No, me either. Um, but yeah, excited for flag football in what, 5 years? Little under 5 years actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4.5 years roughly. So I'd be excited. Who would you want on your USA flag football team?
I think the
Just
answer
imagine
is
7-on-7,
I think the answer is simple. You want Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill.
and that's all you
Nobody
need.
else. That's all you need. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, we saw this kind of in the Pro Bowl this year with the flag football. So we're going to be previewing it for the next couple of years if they decide to stick with that flag football method. But it'll be cool to see a team made up of our absolute best superstars, which will probably be in 5 years. It might be a little different. Like, I don't know if Tyreek will still be a star, but Jefferson, possibly.
Yeah,
Jefferson, you have, I mean, I'm trying to think of big
Marvin
names.
Harrison Jr.,
Marvin Harrison Jr., one of the
who
best to
could
do
be.
it, one of the best to ever do it. I don't even know if you really need running backs, but they'll have some running backs, but maybe Bijan. I don't know. 5 years is a long time in the NFL. I mean, who knows? Patrick Mahomes might even be out of the league by then with a career-ending injury.
Yeah, who knows?
Taylor Swift might not be dating Travis Kelce anymore.
Ooh, damn. But don't worry, she'll have an album out by then.
Yeah. Did you hear that AI song of her singing about Travis?
Yeah. You
It
sent
was
that to
good.
me, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was good.
Dude, some of this AI music that they're making is really good.
You stole my heart and now it's intercepted. Did I meet your mom too soon? Yeah, I love it. All right. McAfee apparently pays Aaron Rodgers over $1 million to be on its show, and he's paying other guests. Is that a smart move on his end? I mean, I didn't know a lot of these podcasts had to pay guests. Do you think that was just to solidify, like, hey, I'm getting Aaron Rodgers on?
Well, it's because he's a regular, so they have Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays. So he was actually
Mm.
just talking today about the videos of him throwing the football and being
I
able
heard
to
he said to
stand on the
chill.
field.
Yeah, I heard he
Yeah.
said cool your jets, no pun intended. Um, I still think he's gonna make it back for the Browns Thursday night football game.
I mean, I don't put it out of the realm. I don't put it out of the
We're
realm.
we're 2 full months away from that game, and I think it's very possible that he plays against us. And I think that game could be to determine who's going to be in the wild card between us and the Jets. There's just something
Oh,
about that.
you think the Jets are gonna make that big of a comeback?
I think so.
Hmm.
They have the number 2 defense.
Yeah, I mean, they're not wrong.
They beat the Eagles without Sauce Gardner,
Sauce
without
Gardner,
Aaron Rodgers.
DJ Reed. They
Yes.
didn't have their top two corners.
Yeah, the Eagles were bitching about injuries, but guess what? The Jets were just as bad, if not worse, with injuries. And guess what? The Browns, you want to talk about, the 49ers being injured. Hello, we're missing our best player on the roster, our second best considerable player on the roster, our best guard. We have been an underdog considerably all season.
And a quarterback we just recently picked up.
Oh yeah, PJ Walker came on and sure he had a couple interceptions, but dude, he actually looked like he was a game manager.
Yeah. Okay. We need to talk about this. Was that a pass or was it a fumble?
My thing is, I thought that for it to be a forward pass, the quarterback has to attempt to make a forward pass, a forward motion. Does it have to be overhand? Because it was sidearm, but it looked like he was actually attempting to like throw it forward. I don't know. I think it was a forward pass. I could see where it came off as it looked like a fumble. My fantasy team could have used that fumble touchdown by Nick Bosa, but I think it was a pass.
So see, I from watching the replays, and granted you were there when it happened. From watching the replays, it looked like it was a fumble. Just because it looked like the ball was jarring out as he was going down. It looked like he didn't really have grip of it. Granted, they were saying that that could have been from the throwing motion or what it could be, but I don't know. I think it was a close enough call that they just had to go as it stands.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but super controversial call. 49ers fans are bitching about that call. We would be bitching about it if it was called a fumble. Like, I
Yeah,
don't know. Pick your poison at that point. But
we
they were
still
trying to say the refs were on our side the entire game, which is I would not say it was true.
not at
Uh,
all when you got a fourth and inches and they called
get
it short
robbed. Yeah, that was a
and
robbery.
you had you had the face mask call on the punt that they completely got it backwards. They said that we had the face mask hands to the face, but it was the kicking team clearly.
They at least
It was
reversed
just
that one though.
they did and they actually apologized to the home team for missing that on like I couldn't believe that they said that.
Yeah, when they showed the replay, I was fuming. I'm like, how'd they call that on the Browns?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. That was crazy. Did you see this one? There was this video. It showed three of the games this week where then the broadcasters just absolutely jinxed the play.
No, I didn't
So
see.
there was one of the Patriots Raiders game. They were like, the Patriots haven't gotten an interception all year. That play, first Patriots interception of the season. And then there was one, it was like Gardner Minshew hasn't thrown a pick in a Colts uniform yet. Very next play, throws his first pick just right to the safety for the Jaguars. And then last night, I watched this one live. Um, Last night they were talking about how the Cowboys hadn't gotten a sack all game. And then it just shows
Mm-hmm.
Micah Parsons just destroying Herbert at the end.
That I did see.
Yeah. But I didn't realize that happened three times. I just thought that was funny.
Huh. That always jinxes. I like when they say he has not missed a single field goal yet this year, and it's like, well, thanks.
Yeah, it's like bonk.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get into some of these games we got from this week. So Broncos, Chiefs. Chiefs won that game. Not I mean easily, but not as easily as we thought. I mean, we thought that Pacheco was going to get over 100 yards.
Yeah, very low
Um,
scoring game.
yeah, low scoring game. It's those divisional games. It's really hard to bet on ever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then we had our Browns upsetting the 49ers. That field goal at the end, they showed him on TV. And I'm like, he looks like he's about to shit his pants. Stefanski's gonna call a timeout and he's gonna miss it. I just had a gut feeling. I don't know. I just had like the slightest bit of hope that he was gonna miss it. I'm like, he missed one
Yeah.
today. He's gonna miss another.
Mm-hmm.
And did you know he did that in front of his whole family
Oh
from
yeah,
Michigan?
yeah. They're all sitting there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah.
was hilarious.
I just love that it was a Michigan kicker. I felt like
Mm,
every Facebook dad on Facebook. Thank God they're kickers from Michigan. That's all I saw.
mm-hmm. My biggest thing was, we killed it on defense. We really shut down the Niners, but I don't like that um they're talking a lot of shit on Twitter. Like our whole defense right now is just living on this high, but they only won because 49ers missed a field goal. At the end of the day, I know we held them to only 17 points, but there is no reason why we should have won that game.
Right.
I don't like we held them from beating us, but there's no reason we should have won that game, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. I'm
Um,
glad we did.
I just think that we got to stay humble and keep that chip on our shoulder that we're the underdogs all year. Without Nick Chubb, potentially without Deshaun for half the season, it feels like. I mean, we're already going into week 7, and he's played what, 2, 3 games?
3 games.
Yeah, but
Yeah. He's supposedly playing this week.
yeah, I can't wait to watch. Can't
Yeah,
wait
he
to be there.
actually responded to my buddy Grant's tweet the other
Saw
day.
that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He
Yeah, I
said, "See
saw
you
that.
soon," and then that went viral. Um, let's see. Next game we got Ravens playing the Titans in London. Uh, I'm sick of the London games week after week after week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it's cool to do it maybe once or twice a season, but I don't know. They're just not entertaining.
Yeah, I thought that the last one was with the Jags and Bills, but
It ended up
it was,
being entertaining.
yeah, I tweeted out during this game, do either team realize that they don't have to kick field goals to score in London? It just
Yeah,
felt like there was 9 field goals. Like, go for the fucking end zone.
right. But my point is, we have the Ravens Titans, which 2 years ago that would have been a really good game. I just, I don't know. I just think it's really weird matchups that they're getting over there. Like
Mm-hmm.
Bills, Jaguars, that was easily the best matchup. But then you got the Jaguars and Falcons. Like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
think it's weird. I think if anything, they should just pick 4 teams each year that go over there and play if they want to do it this way. And then they just switch swap. Like, I don't know how I'm trying to explain this. Basically, like 2 teams play each other this week, and then the next week, one of those teams will play the other team.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, so
You know,
if
you
it
know
was
what I'm trying
Jags
to say there?
Falcons, yeah, if it was Jags
Yeah.
Falcons and Ravens Titans, but then the next week was Jags Ravens and Titans Falcons. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that would make a lot more sense. Jet lag wouldn't be an excuse because all the teams would be over there. I feel like it would just make a more entertaining game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Speaking of the Falcons, we had the Commanders and Falcons. We touched on that a little bit.
I'll tell you what though. What did I say on Friday's podcast? I said, and I should have bet it. I told you and Jason that there was going to be a first time bet, and it was the first time that Desmond Ridder was going to lose at home, and the first time CJ Stroud was going to throw an interception. And both of those hit verbally. My bet hit, but I didn't go through with it. But the Commanders did. They came through and they beat the Falcons at home. Falcons had a lot of chances to score, but they didn't come through.
Yeah, no, it sucks because I want to believe in Desmond Ridder, but he doesn't seem like he's ready for it yet.
No.
And I don't think he's complete ass because he shows, you know, some good sparks. It's just not at the right times, I feel like.
Hmm.
Um, they're literally a Kirk Cousins away from being a playoff team
I couldn't agree more.
or that type
There's
of
a lot of teams
quarterback.
that are Kirk Cousins away from being a playoff team.
The Browns,
The Jets.
the Jets too. Yeah. Let's see. We got the Bengals took on the Seahawks for the win. That was a different game. Not very high scoring, not very exciting. Um, Witherspoon's looking really good for the Seahawks.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's looking like a great pick at number 5. Not many people had him over Christian Gonzalez, and he's showing why he deserved to be picked over him.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that was a stinker of a game. I mean, Kenneth Walker scored early, but then the Bengals just kind of shut it down.
Yeah, not a whole lot of action in that one.
The one
Um,
game that the one game that threw me for a loop was the Panthers going up 14-0 against the Dolphins in Miami. And then all of a sudden it was just like, all right, well, let's go down and score ourselves. And then it was quickly like 28-14. And then the Dolphins just ran away with it.
yeah, that game, when I saw it was 14-0, I was about to shit my pants. I'm like, please don't be this game that you lose. Don't lose this game, please. But thank God they ended up catching fire and won 42-21. Um, we had the absolute toilet bowl in the NFC North, Vikings and Bears. The score in this game, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, looks high. It's higher than it should have been.
Mm-hmm.
That game was a disaster.
Yeah, poor Justin Fields has to miss probably a couple weeks because of his thumb. So
Mhm.
my fantasy football team name for the foreseeable future has been changed from Watch Fields Cook to Jack and Goff.
It's a good one.
Thank you.
But yeah, Bears just go complete tank mode. I If you're gonna have the first and second overall pick, I don't know if you look to trade that first overall pick again or what you try to do.
Dude, I'm so lost with the Bears right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I almost feel like it'd be better for them to just get rid of Fields at that point and just start complete fresh. Get rid of Fields
Hmm.
while you can get value out of him. Like send him to, I don't know, New England, the Raiders, uh, pretty much anymore.
Hmm.
Because I mean, it's not that I don't think he can play. I don't think he's terrible. I don't think he's their answer for how they have it constructed right now. And you have the opportunity to have first and second as of right now. Like you don't get that very often. We got lucky with the Browns when we had the first and fourth overall pick.
Yeah, you
Very
very rarely
lucky.
see first and second. If I mean, I know we're only 6 weeks through, but as it stands, it
And
ain't getting much better.
nonetheless win the trade. Like that's
They absolutely won the trade.
yeah. Yeah, that's unheard of. But then like I don't know. I don't know what the answer will be. I want to see kind of how the rest of the season plays out, how things stack up. Uh, Depending on where their draft pick's going to be, I feel like that could be whether they move off of Fields or not. I know they were rumored about it last year, but I don't think any of that was too serious considering they traded that pick ultimately.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't think those rumors came out of thin air either. So maybe they are ready to move off Fields and this is their opportunity. They're like the Panthers are still going to suck and just banked on that.
Hmm.
Um, but we'll see. We had the Jags versus the Colts. Didn't really watch a ton of this game at all. It didn't really catch my eye other than super high scoring, and it looks like Etienne had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Was
he had 2 touchdowns in 17 seconds.
Oh, I didn't see that, but that'd have been sick.
Yeah, that's supposedly that's what I heard.
He's been on a tear.
Yeah, the garbage time touchdowns. That's how he got a lot of his points in that Bills game.
Yeah.
Not that it was garbage time because the game was close, but like it was just kind of like gimme points.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Texans at Saints. We called this one on the podcast. I felt like the Texans are just the better team, and the Saints just really are not that good. I think that 2-0 start was an absolute fluke.
Yeah, but like I've said before, CJ Stroud's the real deal. I think that this Texans team could run away with the AFC South if the Jags. It's the Jags to lose, but the Texans could run away with it.
Yeah, I could see them being a sleeper team in the wild card.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dark horse team for the wild card. Um,
Wonder what the odds are right now for them to make the playoffs. Go on, but I'm gonna look and see because I
yeah.
bet you it's pretty
Then
high.
then we had the Raiders versus the Patriots, another shit bowl essentially. The Raiders are easily the worst 3-3 team in the NFL. Um, the fact that this was even a game with the Patriots is incredible. Um, Raiders should have just been able to walk all over them. Max Crosby, if I was him and Devontae Adams, I'd be wanting out of there. Josh Jacobs, let someone else pay you. Let someone else pay you. Let that team just needs tear, just absolutely tore down.
Mm-hmm. The
Uh,
Texans are plus 140
nah,
to make the playoffs. That's not that great of odds.
yeah, no, not. I'm not confident enough to throw money on it. If it was higher odds, I'd be like, yeah,
The Browns are now favored to make the playoffs.
yeah. They're in the playoffs as of right now.
Yeah, seventh seed
Seventh seed.
against Miami.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey, who
that'd
knows
be a
with their
hard game.
defense this year though?
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And I love the way Jim Schwartz has been getting that our defense going. Uh, I also saw a stat yesterday that Jim Schwartz is a 9-1 against Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I saw
Nine
that
and one.
stat last week and I should have been a little more considerate when I picked the 49ers spread to win. Um I mean shit, defense wins championships. Schwartz really knows how to play against Shanahan.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. Um, then we had the Lions versus the Bucks, which I actually watched a decent amount of this game.
Me too.
Uh, I think a lot of Baker's stats in this one, like I really didn't think he played that horrible.
No, he had a good game. It's just they couldn't get that third down conversion on a lot of drives. He had a
Yeah,
lot of good passes. There was
the
just no run.
Lions were just playing super tough.
Yeah. 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 The Lions are just the team to beat right now.
Yeah,
I
they're
hate
tied for
that.
first place right now.
Yeah, I hate that I have to take you to get a Salisbury steak somewhere.
Still plenty of season. Still plenty of season. But don't worry, I've been eyeing down menus and checking them twice.
Excellent.
Then we
I
had the go ahead.
I liked the uniforms. The creamsicle jersey is so sick. I just can't wait for my Baker one to come in.
Caitlin wasn't too big of a fan of those uniforms.
I love them. I still have
I
I
don't
can't.
think she knows that I have one of those uniforms from when they wore them. I have my Doug Martin one.
Mm. Yeah, I've got the mini helmet down there. That I mean, I love those uniforms.
I think she just doesn't like that Baker plays on the team because she's a Baker hater.
Oh, see, I'm not. I'm a Baker lover.
You're a Baker boy.
Yeah. This next
Uh,
game had my interest. Cardinals Rams. It was kind of a slow start, a lot of field goals. But Josh Dobbs, he's a good player in a bad situation. There was times where I thought the Cardinals were going to be the winner, but Matthew Stafford finds a way with his offense of Cup and Puka, and his running back was, I think he left the game, didn't he?
yeah, Kyron Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Go pick up Zach Evans right now.
Zach Evans.
Yep.
I could use
He's
a
a
running back.
stud coming out of college, and I think he's going to get his shot now.
Hmm. Let's see if he's available. Did you
I
pick him up?
already, yeah, I already have a waiver in for him.
Oh well, let's see who ranks on the waiver wire.
He's got to
I'm
be
at,
up there.
I'm at 5. You're at 11. So oh no, you would get it after. I think.
I won this week. Damn, I shouldn't have said that. I should have waited for tomorrow.
Hmm.
Oh well, I have a backup plan.
I have to get a kicker this week. Yeah, I don't think I need anybody. Nah, screw it. Let's see if he's available on my Jack and Golf team.
While you're looking at that, I'm gonna go ahead and go over this Jets Eagles game. Really weird game. Don't know how the Eagles managed to throw this game. Jalen Hurts
Interceptions.
played absolute horrific game.
Yeah.
3 interceptions. I can't think of a time he's ever done that before. And the Jets, Zach Wilson didn't really do shit. That's the thing. It was really just Garrett Wilson put the team on my back and Brees Hall, and then that defense. That's really about it.
I mean, that's going to be the Jets' MO until Aaron Rodgers comes back. Mediocre play quarterback. Brees Hall's going to run all over the place. Garrett Wilson gets a couple catches here and there that look flashy, but the defense is just going to tear.
Yeah. And then did you get to watch the Bills versus the Giants at all?
Yeah, a little bit, but I wasn't interested in that game, especially when I saw that the Giants went up early. I was like, see, this is bullshit. The Bills play down to whoever they're playing and they play up to whoever they're playing. It's like they match the play style or play quality of their opponent. And I just can't believe that they almost lost that game.
I
Like if it
thought they
was
should. I thought they should have lost that game.
yeah, like
Yeah,
they're starting to look fraudulent.
yeah. All I know is if I'm a Giants fan, I'm wanting Tyrod Taylor to start every game over Daniel Jones. He looked
Yeah,
the offense looked way better.
for sure.
But
Yeah.
tough game for Saquon's first game back. He started to get in a groove towards the end, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm hoping for some momentum for him, for
Yeah,
fantasy
absolutely.
sakes going into the rest of the season. And then we had last night's game, Cowboys over Chargers. Really thought the Chargers were gonna win. Um, I was gonna put Chargers money line on my parlay, and I mean, granted, I'm glad I didn't because if Eckler would have gotten my rushing yards, then I would have been really pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Everything else hit in my parlay though. I was so mad. I had the Keenan Allen first touchdown. I had Josh Palmer, uh, 50 plus yards, and then I needed Eckler to get 60 yards rushing, which I figured that he would have got,
Yep.
but
Nope.
no, nope, because they said that he was gonna have a normal workload, and it seemed like he did, but they just
Well, he had a lot of receiving yards, didn't he?
yeah, yeah, he got a lot more
And same
receiving
with
work than he
Pollard.
did rushing.
Pollard had like 80 reception yards, but there's just no telling what they're gonna do, what their schemes are gonna be. Dak looked actually pretty decent last night, I will say. I mean, he was on the money to CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, that hurt me in fantasy last night. I lost my my league I've been in for a while with some buddies back in Jefferson. To CD Lamb, and what was the icing on the cake was Gerald Everett getting that touchdown.
Mm.
That's what sealed the deal.
I lost my one matchup because Dak did well enough. I lost by 4 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a good lead going into last night, and then Dak did well enough that it was just the straw that broke the camel's back in my matchup.
Yeah.
But we move on to week 7, and I cannot wait to go to Indianapolis to watch the Browns take on the Colts. Cannot wait. Give me a fun time.
Yeah, I bet that's gonna sound fun. That's gonna be fun.
I'm gonna be rowdy.
Yeah, you got to get some content while you're out there if you can.
I'm gonna have my personal intern videotape me.
Good.
Put her to work.
But other than that, was there anything else you wanted to talk about in this episode?
Yeah, actually, make sure that you gamble responsibly. Don't ever bet against or for your favorite team. The wise words of Jason Byer, our recent guest, don't ever bet against your favorite team. I learned the hard way. Yeah, so call 1-800-GAMBLER, and we'll see you guys on Friday.
Peace.
Love you guys.